Hey, can you hear me? 'Cause these are new headphones.
Yeah.
Nice. I lost my old headphones that I had for like a year, so I had to buy emergency headphones.
Oh no.
But I don't like it.
You kind of sound like you're talking through a radio, but I can't understand you, so.
Huh. Whoopsies.
No, it's okay.
Better or worse, nothing.
It's not bad. You just sound like they're new headphones.
Huh. Dang it. Yeah, I can't believe Darian's late. It's terrible.
I know, right?
What a slacker.
Him and Ian.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Ian.
How you doing?
I'm doing alright.
You feeling damn Simon delicious?
Brother, they're fucking me with a 10-pound drill right up the cooch.
Oh.
Does the weight of the drill materially affect the gooch tearing?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Honestly, I wouldn't. I don't want to know that.
Look,
I
man,
can
I don't want to know what freaky stuff you and your fiance get up to, brother.
I'll tell you when you're older, wouldn't you?
Wow, pulling the age card, old man? That's crazy.
Yes.
It's fair though.
She calls me old too. I'm like, it's not fair.
It is.
What's the age difference?
3 years.
Oh, okay.
So if I'm tired at like 11:45, she's like, "Oh, old man." Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, no, I don't know why, but every time I eat lunch, my body's like, "Hey, man, it's getting real dark, brother bear." I pass out. I got home. I was like, I'm a little tired because I got like 5 hours of sleep last night. And then I got up at like 7 a.m. and then I went to work, had another meeting, ran a participant, and then got home at like 4. Finished some training. I made lunch, which was 3 bologna and mozzarella sandwiches, and a Baja Blast.
Mm.
And then I was like, I'm gonna take a nap. So I set a timer for 15 minutes. And I took a nap, and then I went, and then that ended, and I was like, I could go for another nap. So I took another 15-minute nap, and then I woke up and I was like, I think I'm gonna go for another nap. So I slept for 30 more minutes, and then I went, you know what I could go for? Another nap.
You just gotta go to sleep at that point.
Well, I'm like, it's fucking 5:30 in the afternoon. I can't just go to sleep.
Hey, Bailey.
Yeah.
Good question. Feel free not to answer. Did you base King Henry off of Ian?
No, I didn't.
That'd be funny.
Are we sure?
I didn't know Ian then. I invented King Henry.
Our souls know each other, Bailey. We were we were Mongolian raiders in the Attila's Khan.
I invented King Henry in December of 2019. Right before coronavirus started, I invented a man with terminal lung disease. Whoops.
Damn, you made him terminal on purpose? It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Duh.
No longer.
True.
Technically, he was invented in like, that would have been during campaign 1. So technically he was like born in 2016, but he wasn't his own person. He was a 3-year-old from 2016 to 2019. He became a teenager with a terminal lung disease in 2019.
Also, Bailey, I fully, like, before I read through the rest of it for like 5 minutes when I read the first bit of the, I thought it was taking place after the end of their campaign. And it was like the survivors of the end. I was like, oh.
No.
Fucking what?
No. That this happened last week in the campaign.
Well, yeah,
is when
but that's
Henry's
why
bad night was.
my brain was like, well, that's burying the lead. Holy shit.
No.
With more apocalypse to come. Well, fuck, I guess we didn't do a good job.
No.
Gee whiz, Batman. Like Zorks.
No, sorry, I made you read a nervous breakdown of a teenager. Sorry.
Honestly, it just felt like my everyday work.
Yeah.
Bazinga.
Well, Darian's figuring out getting his trainee into a hotel, last I checked.
They just got a couple. I'm sure his wife will think it's fun.
There are 2 beds in that truck, so they technically could, but Darian uses the top bunk for storage.
Awkward.
Yeah. Sleepy on Maine.
Hang on, my grandmother's calling me up here. Yeah, my sleepy ass could not work at the graveyard.
My hungry ass could not work at the veterinary.
Oh my god. At the veterinary clinic?
Yep. I said hungry.
Mm-mm.
I've seen worse.
No.
I've seen something like, my horny ass could never work at the veterinary clinic.
Oh, Jesus.
The worst one I think I saw was my horny ass couldn't work at the morgue.
Yeah, it's either of those at my job. That's you need to get out of here, buddy. Like now. Yes.
Here's hey, you want to see an unregistered firearm?
Yeah, just.
It's like how this morning when he said, "Hey, do you guys have evasion?" And I was like, perfect time to use the Sully reaction gift.
I knew that'd be a fun thing to ask you. Hey boys.
Well, gee, let me look at Rangers.
Look, I was just making sure I wasn't uselessly writing or take half damage a lot if you all had evasion. But it turns out you don't, so.
Sounds like a great time for us to make friends. Sadly, that's not Cole's specialty.
Yeah. Hello, Darian.
Hello.
Did you get your trainee in a hotel?
Yep. It's a whole Lupe fiasco.
Oh boy. Well, are we ready, gentlemen?
I'm still getting connected here. Hold on.
Okay. Here I have to read the summary anyway. It's, I don't know exactly what day it is. Fuck me. It's close to day 59, if not day 59 today. I wouldn't need to go edit last episode because I lost track of time in the montage. Last game, you guys left the DOL and Montage traveled to the deep gnome city Blindenstone, where you met Haunter, the half-drow escaped slave, Underdark guide, and monster hunter, who is also King Henry's almost exact clone, down to his demeanor and the way he talks. You also got to know the paranoid and antisocial young man more on your journey. He gave you a rundown of Menzoberranzan culture and politics, also giving you a tip that you should contact a local mercenary band called Brigand Daerth, and said that if it would help you, you can tell their leader, a male drow named Jarlaxle, that Haunter will owe Jarlaxle another favor for helping you. Haunter will not come into town with you, but you still have Major Murdoch as your translator. And you are outside the city, having just left Haunter. You are near what's called the Isle of Roth. There is a small little lake that you have to cross and avoid what is essentially the city's cattle ranch. Or cross or go around. And Haunter told you that the place where he knew of one of Jarlaxle's safe houses, though it's been several years since Haunter's been in the city, he told you where approximately that is, and it's in the ghetto of town. Let me see if I can actually find a map of Menzoberranzan, because I have one in a book, but not where you can see it. Oh, I sure do. Hell yeah, brother. But what do you people do?
I do whatever Carolina says.
Okay.
Kind of a whole shtick.
Yeah.
Didn't we say we were going to go around last time?
If you did, I don't remember, but you certainly can.
Oh,
Here, I'll have the map up in just a second.
my fucking internet is just leaving me hanging right now.
Oh boy. This map might be too shitty. No, it's okay. There we go. Ta-da!
Oh, damn.
You are... Let me get a little gold star. Oh, no, here it is.
Oh, damn.
No. Oh, why is it not working? I have a you are here .png.
Oh, damn.
Oh, there it is. You are here. And you're trying to get to this yellow circle. Right in the Bayrin, which is, I guess, the drow word for ghetto. And you know that apparently the Bainray household, which is where you've heard that Nadvasa Shezanash, who is very likely the person who has kidnapped Wade, is going to be right, or may draw like a red X marks the spot, right here in this massive complex, where the red circle is. So you don't actually have to go that far. If you wanted to go straight there and battle your way through, like, several thousand drow soldiers to get to the dungeon or whatever. But if you want to get in contact with local spies, you're going to want to go to the Bayren first.
That's where we shall go.
Yeah, do you do anything special before you go into town?
I will non-magically disguise myself as best as possible.
Okay. And what are you doing about your wings?
I'm gonna just tuck mines in.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find, a big cloak or overcoat, put over them, and then
Are there
make
any
my-
rules to magic use here?
What's that?
Are there any rules or setting up magic use or different kind of groups that we might know?
I would say Haunter would have told you the rules of never look a female drow in the eye. Like, bow, If you see, like, a full priestess, which they should not be in the area of town that you're going to, like, lay on the ground, prostrate yourself. Mostly just do everything in your power to avoid a fight. And be completely subservient to anyone who is a drow, because they'll kill you for not being that.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah, just do everything you can to not be noticed at all.
It's like high school all over again.
How
It's
high
what?
is the ceiling?
It is thousands of feet. This cavern is several miles across. It is a town of about 30,000, and then probably like 50 to 60,000 slaves. So this place is pretty massive. And looking over from this like higher spot, you can see over Donny Garden, there's a massive main stalactite that Haunter would have told you is called Narbanel. It's how the drow count time down here, is every day at what would be dawn. The archmage of the city, Gromf Bainray, who's like thousands of years old, by the way.
It goes
Cast,
and heats it every day.
Heats it every day. Other than that, most of the buildings are made out of stalactites, like carved out. There's probably a lot of the city that is underground or above that is like woven into. You see bridges made of spider webs. Every noble house is decorated absurdly. There are fairy fire lights and small enchantments. It's very dark, but there are some lights for the mostly for the benefit of people who do not have dark vision that have been taken down here against their will. Oops. But it is absurdly beautiful in evil art nouveau, which is curly, swervy lines, but they're pointy and black, probably.
Okay. Well, I could either fly us real high and go straight to the spot, or we can go to Jarlaxle's mercenary company. What do you guys want to do?
We should probably stay under the radar and do it the fashion way so we don't have to prostrate ourselves and all that.
So do you want to fly?
I can look at a guy like probably shouldn't unless we see other people flying.
Well, it's dark.
What do you think, TK?
I've already climbed on Carolina.
Fuck it, whatever.
Okay. All
Wrapped in
three of you.
like a bulletproof vest, and I turn my head 180 degrees to look at Cole.
Yeah. I need all of you to make me a history check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Thinking about things you need to do before you go into town.
That's a 19.
If the boss lady didn't say to do it, we're not doing it.
15.
Okay.
History?
Yeah.
It's a solid 12.
Okay. Yeah, Cole, you're the one who thinks of this because you're thinking about being careful in town. You remember that Carolina needs to put on the anti-magic shackles, otherwise everyone's going to be able to feel her Vivian aura.
Hey. By the way, gotta, chains.
Oh, yeah. I got to anti-magic myself.
You can put them both on one wrist, but it does take an action to unlock yourself and make yourself able to do magic. You can still fly while you have...
Well, I shall put them both on one wrist, and it's a good thing I got action surge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just put the key on a necklace or something. But if you want to fly to the ghetto, are you going to fly directly to where Haunter told you to go, or like just fly across this rural part of town? Also, are you bringing Major Murdoch along?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so that's... If TK weighs 100 pounds, and Cole, you're probably with all your armor like 200. And then I'd say Caroline is the same, and Major Murdoch's probably like 180 pounds. How much can you lift/carry, Carolina?
Alright, with my strength, it is I have a 25 strength.
Okay.
What it says...
Yeah, you need to be able... You need to be able to carry 680 pounds for you all to fly over there.
Then, if need be, I can just walk and you guys can go there and I'll just catch them.
Your carrying capacity is your strength score times 15.
Okay. So that's
25
20,
times 15.
So that's 375.
You take them and I can walk. Do some ground surveillance.
So you'd be able to carry yourself and Major Murdoch, but you would not be able to carry... If Cole's 200 pounds, you are 200 pounds. TK-47 is 100.
That's carrying capacity, not my weight.
Yeah, so it would be Murdoch
Okay.
and TK.
Yeah. Or Murdoch's happy to stay here.
No. He needs to be watched.
Okay.
I don't
All right,
trust
so
him.
I guess we're walking. I will, use my disguise kit and disguise myself as best as possible so I don't look like myself.
Okay.
Again, you guys can go and I can just catch up. I don't want us all to be slow.
No, we're gonna go together.
Okay.
You're friends with Pale. I'm not leaving you by yourself.
What's that supposed to mean? He's extremely reliable and safe.
Yeah. Yes,
That's what every story is. Yes.
Yes, he is.
He keeps all of you in line, right?
Yes, he does.
Fantastic.
Which is why we can't leave you. Which is why we can't leave you by yourself.
Hilarious.
Okay. Well, sneaking through the farming sort of town, does everyone want to make me a stealth check?
I prefer we just get there.
Okay, well, look.
22.
15.
Okay.
16.
I'll roll for Major Murdoch. Okay, so lowest was a 15? Right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Do you want to read your quote?
Hey guys, I don't think this is a beach episode.
Yeah. But as for perception in this first leg around the Isle of Roth Lake, yeah, you guys are easily able to avoid everything. It is probably 99% slaves in this area. They're doing farming things. Mostly it's a lot of kobolds who are like actually tilling the earth, and then it's larger folks like giants or ogres who are actually moving heavy things. And a couple of surface mortals, like they have a group of fucking dwarves who are like sharpening scythes or whatever. But you are easily able to sneak around the one or two drow guards who are paying attention. And go one more time as you are getting to this area right here.
22 again. I rolled the
Okay.
exact same number.
Hey, you're nothing but consistent.
26.
Oh, wow.
I'm at 16.
Okay.
I swear I'm not a god. You too.
Well, actually, I'd be invisible at this point, wouldn't I?
Both of us would be.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So we have advantage on this roll then.
Is that we call this
Uh,
low light? Is that invisible in low light or darkness?
Yeah, I think it's when a creature would need to use dark vision.
Dark vision.
Yeah, we become invisible. I also have advantage on stealth checks though from my cloak.
Okay.
And
yeah,
I have disadvantage on being seen.
yeah, if I had advantage on the roll, it would be a 32.
Okay. So 32, a...
26.
Okay.
16.
Okay, and then Major Murdoch only got a 10. And then for the D100, if they see you, somebody's very close by when this 10 happens. Does somebody want to roll a dex save or, I guess,
Can I just blow
deception
that
check
Can
to
I
try
just
and
blow
throw
the
a
guy's
rock?
head off?
Do what?
Can I just blow their head off?
I won't stop you.
This is just
I'll
like a
roll a
random
dex save.
civvy. This is just like a random civvy, right?
It's a drow who's watching over the workers.
Yeah. Who the fuck's gonna notice, man?
How loud is your weapon?
It's completely silent.
It's a
Then
burst
I
of
wouldn't
green
even-
light.
That's true, but it is completely silent.
I'll roll a dex save.
To try and tackle
give-
Major Murdoch before he makes a noise.
Can I give
Yeah, the
advantage to this?
distraction.
Yeah. It's TK, you can grab Major Murdoch's mouth as he trips a little bit, and then Carolina, you can throw a rock to distract this person.
Yeah.
Okay. So Carolina, make a deception check, and then TK, make a dex save.
That's if it's a deception check, that's a 20.
Okay?
25.
Okay. It's through some Foley work or thaumaturgy or something. There is a very tense moment where Major Murdoch is like in a terribly uncomfortable position after having just tripped, but you're all holding perfectly still. And this drow person looks around, but then eventually is dissuaded and goes back to watching everybody work.
Oh.
And with that, you reach the edges of the shantytown, the Bairn.
I like that you said thaumaturgy because I have that.
Oh, perfect.
I don't have
Yeah.
any cantrips.
Yeah.
I just thought you guys should know.
This is the part of town where if there are any free people who are not drow that live here, if there's somebody who used to be a noble house and like everyone died and they were like... Because that's the thing, is that drow houses go to war with each other to compete for positions, because the 9 ruling houses are the ones who make laws for the city and everyone else is like just trying to get up there. if there are any like people who are quote rogues, which means they're not part of a noble house, they're just random drow, they live here. And there's very few like slave people because people don't have the money to have them. But this is also where factories that are not belonging to a noble house are. There are some shops. There are some always tense taverns where you open the saloon doors and somebody steps on a squeaky board, and everyone turns and looks at you. That sort of a place. It doesn't smell terrible, but it is also plainly the bad side of town. Do you guys immediately go to the supposed safe house, or do you look at anything else in town?
Straight to the safe house. I got a mechanical question for you.
Uh-huh.
So, two things.
Yep.
The lights that are down here, is it fire?
There are some that are fire, though typically fire is too bright for drow eyes. Though there are certainly a lot of people who spend a time around light on purpose to make their eyes adjust so they can't be like surprised by light. And then there are like crystals that are glowing. I would say for the purposes of if you started a fight down here, there are lights, but you would have to like smash them or turn them off.
Okay. I was seeing if it was flames. If it was flames, I can control flames. If it's lights, that's a problem. And also in the dark or dim light, when I turn visible, if Major Murdoch is standing behind me, are people able to see him?
I mean, yeah.
So like I know if they're on the side where he is, they would be able to see him, but him now an object that's in front of him, but to the people that are in front of me and I'm in between him and Major Murdoch, I'm invisible. Would they see him?
I have thus far been treating your invisibility as figurative. Of if you're in the dark, no one's ever going to notice you. But you're not literally wearing a cloak of invisibility from Harry Potter.
Right.
I would say if you stood completely in front of him, like against a wall or something, or if he's like crouched behind you and not moving at all, you could hide the man. But it's not like a force field wall of darkness, and they're only going to see half of him or whatever. Is that what you meant?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And I would also keep in mind there are probably a lot of people down here who can do that.
If they're rangers.
They're rangers, yeah. But immediately going to the empty from the outside looking relatively medium-sized building, you arrive at a door to what looks like something like a warehouse or whatever. What do you do when you get to the building that you're pretty sure Haunter told you about? He's like, yeah, it's on this street corner, and you can see whatever taller building from this angle, and the door looks like this.
Okay. This is the mercenary company?
Yeah, Brigand Darth, led by Jarlaxle.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So I will knock on the door.
Okay.
Wasn't there a password or some shit we had to say?
Haunter would have told you that he does not know the current passphrases. Because they change. Oh, I didn't mean to move the map. Oh, God. Move the "you are here." But when you do knock, the door opens, and there's a drow male who's got a hooded cloak, and even though his skin is, like, pretty black, he's gotten even darker soot to put around the eye holes of his mask. And they wordlessly welcome you in. You are in a sort of front room, almost like a lobby, except for it's pretty bare. There is another door behind here, but he beckons you into this front room.
I shall go. Cautiously.
Okay. The other two?
Oops, sorry. Camera is muted. Yep, iPhone.
Perfect. Yeah, TK?
I haven't unhooked from Carolina yet.
Okay.
She's just still carrying you.
I mean, it's not so much she's carrying me as I'm wrapped around her like a suit of armor.
Mm-hmm.
Just with a mobile head, you know?
Yeah.
Part of my disguise.
You're the eyes on the back of her head.
Yeah, only I'm more of like in a papoose right now, so... Only I am both the papoose and the baby in the papoose.
Oh, man.
Does he look like an important male drow?
He does not. He looks like the most kind of average stock photo. When you imagine a drow fighter, you imagine this guy. He has 2 sabers on, or scimitars, on each hip, leather armor, and a cloak that a lot of drow wear that covers their like body heat, because that's how a lot of creatures in the Underdark can see in complete darkness, is they see infrared.
Okay. And I shall ask him, say to him, we are here to see Jarlaxle.
He nods and continues to beckon you in the building, shutting the door behind you. It is that he goes and opens another door to welcome you into a very, very, very lavish seating room. There are plush chairs, upholstery. It reminds you of being back in Golgari. TK, from your data that you've had downloaded of human culture, this is very much a... You would see this in like a king's court. There are gold filigree on the walls, and as always, that one set of crystal decanters full of whiskey and everything that probably has lead in the glass, oopsie daisy. But you are welcome into a beautiful little seating room. And waiting there in an almost throne-like chair is a very, very absurd drow. He looks like a court jester. First of all, he's shaved bald, which almost all drow have long, long white hair. And he has a big, absurdly, like, sombrero large hat with a magnificent rainbow feather on the end. He's wearing an eye patch on one eye, and it's as though whatever the drow version of, like, full Gucci drip. Bangles on his arms of all different kinds. He's wearing a ring on every single finger. Some of them have 2 rings on the finger. He's got some kind of jangly boots that you can tell probably jingle jangle anytime he walks. But this drow man, as soon as you walk in, he steps up to his feet almost like a cheerleader with a pep in his step. And he says, "My darling champion and friends, it is such a pleasure to make more business partners." And he takes off his big hat and bows so much that the feather of it like scrapes the floor as he bows fully in half and dramatically whips his hat back on. It is such a pleasure. What?
I was saying, please, no, stop. Don't do that.
Bailey, how big are these guys' cheekbones?
Cheekbones? What
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Some people have bones in their face.
I mean, he's... Fuck you. It's the regular elf pronounced, I would say, features. Why?
Just wondering.
Okay. It says, "Please have a seat in my parlor." And he would go to pour you drinks. And he says, "My dear Mr. Do you drink anything? Can I get you?" He's talking to you, TK.
Yeah.
Set TK down on a chair.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll
I'll fully like General Grievous like unravel from Carolina, and then just sit down like a normal person in the chair, and then wait a second, and turn and slowly look at him and go, "No."
Okay, well, you let me know if you think of anything. And for the other 2 of you, I would love to give you a taste test of everything Menzo Brands and alcohol has to offer. Although I do have surface things if you're looking for a taste of home after being down here so long.
And why would you trust me with the alcohol? We don't know each other.
Oh, but I know enough about you to know that we have mutually beneficial business to discuss.
Then let's discuss.
He looks at you promptingly, Carolina.
I'll take one of the drow drinks.
Excellent. And he doesn't tell you what it's called, but even while it's been sitting room temperature in a decanter, he pours a very smooth blue fluid and then pours himself out of the same bottle a glass. It's very cold, like a refreshing. It tastes like Baja Blast, but you can tell there's like some sort of very foreign alcohol in here. It's really smooth. You have no idea what it is, and you can't quite place the flavor, but it's pretty fruity, and you can tell that even with it's very refreshing. And he downs a whole shot of it and pours himself another glass, and motions to the guy who opened the door to go ahead and make himself a drink.
Okay. I take a drink.
Okay. Yeah, it's delicious. Do you guys want to make a perception check since you're in here?
My passive is 27.
Okay.
My passive is 21, but I'll
Good
make
Lord.
a check. Yeah, I got a 15.
Okay.
It's 10.
10, alright. So the... Yeah.
I rolled a 17.
Yeah. But even with your passives, you only see these two in the room, and there aren't any obvious magical enchantments or traps or dangers, but you can tell this man, one of the most powerful male drow ever, certainly the most powerful one in this city. There are people in the walls. There are probably things poised to kill everyone in this room except for Jarlaxle and this guy who opened the door. You can tell that there is an air of magic about pretty much everything that he's wearing. When you're with this man, you are never alone. You are never seeing all of the guys that he has with him.
That's something I would have figured anyway, because they're like, everybody down here seems to be quite roguish. So
Yeah.
anybody of importance, I wouldn't expect them to be alone.
He says, and you, Mr. Cole, your attitude, I'm not offended because you remind me of someone who's very close to both of us. I was just about to pay our dear hunter a visit myself, but as I saw he was already gainfully employed, I dared not interrupt, especially not when there is so much for you and I to mutually gain. That man would have gotten you here faster than I could anyway, and alas, I could not be seen with you. But I did have a feeling that the first place he would send you to is me. And so here I am, like a beautiful pouncing cat lying in wait.
So you already know that he sent us here.
Oh, dear hunter has, he owes me a favor. And then I employ him for normal monster hunting things as well.
Yeah. So then if you already know that he got us here and sent us to see you, you probably already know what we were here for, correct?
He leans in, musing over his glass, and he says, My dear lady, is freedom not the sweetest of fruits? I am aware that you need into the Benre dungeon, and I know exactly how to get you in there and out of there with all 3 and then all 4 of you alive. Unless you think you're capable of taking out 30,000 drow and all that, you require my information, you see.
Yeah, well, all 4 and then 5 of us.
Oh, that is correct. I do not know who you are other than you are from Island. I forgot to give you a drink. And he says, I am Major Murdoch. And he gets him also a drink of this blue drink that you had. Bailey forgot about him. Jarlaxle would not have forgotten about him.
As he's been sitting here translating everything to us.
Yeah. Whoops. and Major Murdoch is not conveying this like little dipshit cuck accent that Jarlaxle has, and but you can still hear it in everything in Undercommon that Jarlaxle says. But all I need for this lovely little tips of how to get down there is a little favor for you before you go on the boy toy rescue. a little job that is perfect for your set of skills. Do this, and I get you what you need to get into that prison. Do we have a deal?
Well, before that deal is made, Hunter said if you help us, he will owe you a favor.
And yes, he will. Because there are several things that you need to do this job. First of all, you need to complete this work for me, which is to a little removal of some things that belong to me that someone else currently has. But also something that Hunter needs to do. And I will tell you that also. Afterwards, obviously. A little gift to him, a little information to him, and then the beautiful things that he will do with it.
Okay. And
then you will have what you need to go in the Penmary dungeon. I will ensure that you get there, and then you're going to have to deal with whatever is in there on your own, but what I give you will also be able to get you back out. In one piece. Well,
okay.
not one piece. The one piece is up to you, but most of your pieces.
Alright, so what do we gotta do?
I need you to go into Grump Penray's office and remove a few little things that I need. And let me scroll to where that list is in my notes. What?
When did he get a Rolodex?
Don't worry about that. All right.
This is new technology.
Exactly. I see the little candles that all these wizards and learned men use. Candles, they burn your eyes, but see, I have this paper where the ink glows. Isn't that nice? So there is, in his top office, he has Wizard Tower near Bainray Complex, but not inside. Because it is not, the matron mother is not his mother. It is actually his great-great-great-great-great-grandniece at this point. But since the man has eternal youth, he looks like he's 25, or more than 25. He's really, let's just say we're both very old. And he gives you a wink. So 13 floors on his magnificent wizard tower that you will need to enter. You cannot fly in, I apologize. But in his top office, which he will not be home, is...
Can you climb it?
You could climb the outside, but you will not be able to get inside from the outside. There's no windows, you see.
What about blowing a hole in it?
You could try, but he's the Archmage of Menzo Baranzan, and he's several thousand years old. I do not think... Let me just say, if I thought explosives could do the job, I would have done it already, but... I won't stop you from trying. It'll just make a lot of noise. You can do this however you want, but...
Okay. So we can't fly in, we can't climb in, we just gotta sneak in, break in, quietly.
Precisely. So, what I need from you, it is a short list. There is a mask with a bunch of spider webs on it, a deck of cards that will be in a red bag, and then a dagger that is like the moon, let's say. And then a tome with a big tongue on the front.
Dagger like the moon. Deck of cards.
A mask covered in spider web.
Got that one.
And then a big book with a big tongue on the cover.
Book of tongues.
Close enough, yes.
Okay. That's it?
That is all.
Anything we need to be aware of?
I would say the man is fond of traps. Almost like our dear Hunter, though I think Hunter's is more crude, even if just as effective.
Are these loud traps, or does he just like to get people stuck? Like in spider webs and such?
More so, he prefers politeness, I would say.
Well, if he prefers politeness, should we just go ask him if he'll give us those things?
Perhaps. But it's getting to where he is currently in the complex. Or perhaps in sorcery, but yes, this is the magic school of city. It is not a good idea.
Fair enough.
Perfect. So you're going? Yes?
Don't have much of a choice. So yes.
Oh, you can always do things your own way. But my way is much easier, I think you agree.
Yeah, I mean, considering ins and outs, literally.
Yeah, it's the easy way. You know, although tempting, 3,000, bodies. No.
You are the Lady of Chaos, no?
I do like chaos, but not that much.
Okay. Says, well, technically, if you wanted to not go against me, you only have to get over the web wall, which has stood for several thousand years. Then you have to get across her training grounds, and then through the massive palace, castle-like estate, and then find the dungeon and go through whatever is in there. And then, of course, whatever is in there. But I am cutting out part where you have to break into entire, what you surface people would call a castle.
Yeah, I like that way better.
Not a castle? What do we call it? Castle? That's just a derivative statement.
Yes, I am a drow, and I'm a very old one. You know, back in my day, I'm trying very hard not to be racist, is what I'm saying. No, I'm kidding.
I do that all the time. It's fine.
I did not want to have microaggressions at the meeting.
Have a macroaggression.
I've had several surface-dwelling friends. It's,
Come on.
So, for Hunter, does he need to get on this like right away, or is this an after we do the job thing for him?
No. It will be best if we tell him only several hours before he does the thing we want him to do. Let me say this. Part of what you will need upon entering Bainray Dungeon is because the entire city is at beck and call. So, as soon as you are discovered, probably fighting whoever has your theater amusement down there, once fighting her, entire city comes to prevent you from leaving. So what you're going to need is a great deal of chaos. And death, also. Something that Hunter can organize.
I see.
It demands when his passions are, let's just say, ignited. The results are often beautiful and explosive. I'm sure you see the traps around his house.
Yes. They were very easy to bypass.
Only because you flew.
Yes. Does not change the fact that it was easy for us to bypass.
He shrugs.
But they were, set in some very, very difficult places. So I admired them on the way up.
You know what I will even give you? Just because I want Hunter to do what he was always meant to do. Should you not even go back to the man, or through the Archmage's Tower, you should tell our dear Hunter that Kaltiza Nemtelex is alive. But I advise not doing that until you have done this thing for me, because he pulls out a bag of holding and pats it. Hunter will appreciate what his inside says. I can copy and paste that name.
Kaltiza Nemtelex?
No. Kaldiza Nimtelix. I accidentally closed the tab instead of opening it. Khaldiza Nimtellix. And you should tell him that she's still alive.
All right. So, to the tower?
He stands up and claps his hand and goes to shake Yell's.
I down the drink and shake his hand.
Perfect. Yeah, he shakes all of your hands except for Major Murdoch. And he does mention, this there man you have as translator, let's just say he probably will, if he goes in that tower, he probably won't come out. But he can sit here.
Yeah, there's no need for him to go in the tower. Don't die.
Oh, he can hang out in my parlor.
Yeah.
I promise to keep the men safe.
What languages do you speak?
Oh, the ones that are convenient.
Do you speak Infernal or Abyssal?
I do, and he starts saying the language.
And in Infernal, I'm just going to ask him, why do you say that he won't walk out alive?
Because it's dangerous.
Nothing that you might know about him?
This man? Oh. Make a persuasion check.
Alright. Ooh. When the cards roll with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a 13. 13. Duke Devil's with me.
Okay. Let me see.
That's a reference to Dungeon Dice Monsters, a in-movie, in-show spin-off of Duel Monsters, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game.
Sure. Make an insight check. You guys can make an insight check at disadvantage while Cole is talking to him. Though you don't understand what Jarlaxle was saying, you can look at his facial expressions if you want.
That's a flat 8.
Okay.
17 at disadvantage.
Oh, fuck you.
At disadvantage?
This is
my first one was a 21.
Okay.
This is insight?
Yeah.
Swear to God.
14.
Okay. So Cole, he tells you that Major Murdoch should not go into the Wizard Tower because he probably won't survive because he just ain't built like that. He's not a fighter, he's a politician. Now he has gone to like basic training and has probably seen some combat fighting zombies or whatever. But he ain't that guy. But when you say I don't remember exactly what you said. But it was
what you read.
Yeah. There is something relating to Major Murdoch that he is not telling you. And Carolina, with your 21, you don't know what Jarlaxle and Cole are talking about, but when Jarlaxle looks Major Murdoch toe-to-tip and has like a smirk, you can tell that he's debating saying something else, even though you don't know what they're talking about.
Does it have to do with what's-her-face? That I can't remember her name right at the second. Lady Zeech. You don't
know if that's what Jarlaxle is talking about. You just know that he looked at Major Murdoch and is debating saying something else, or saying something about or relating to Major Murdoch. You could just straight up ask him.
I will. What was that look for? It's like you had something to say to him.
Make a persuasion check.
11.
Just depending on how good of a job you do getting these things from the Archwizard, maybe I give you an extra hint just as a tip. And I mean not a give you a tip as a tip, you know?
Hmm.
What I will promise right for now is that I will not harm the translator. And if you don't survive, I probably make him go tell Haunter things. It is time.
Yeah.
I just pull out the behind my back in the hand without the shackles on. I pull out the note of juicy gossip while we're still standing here.
Okay. Where are you going to try to set it?
I just
Because you have to leave it unattended nearby a pen.
Okay. No, I'll bring it with me.
Okay. And, so, presuming that you're ready, Jarlaxle will motion to his doorman, and the doorman will lead you to where you can see the Wizard Tower. Wizard Tower is closer to Narbonel, but with this man's help, you will be able to get there unnoticed, especially since you guys are all stealthy, and if you just follow his lead, you'll get there without a little issue. Hey, move the you are here. You're here.
The Pink Panther music.
What?
Pink Panther music. Sneak.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys passed through the bazaar, like the market and all of that. And you get to the Wizard Tower. You can tell from the outside that it is 13 floors. You don't know if that's, it could be bigger on the inside or the outside. Everyone's looking at blackness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
My God, what's that?
Yeah. It is a big wizard tower, no windows, as Jarlaxle said.
There's an elephant on it.
Not
all black anymore.
Not all black anymore. You can't see into this room yet. I should have just revealed the door, but whatever. Yeah, so this exterior door, and this is where the doorman leads you, says this door is very serious looking. It's not evil or even intimidating, but it is sturdy and it makes it very clear that few are allowed to pass this threshold. What do you do when left alone with the door?
Check for traps.
And you'll notice with your absurd passive perceptions, people see you, but no one stops you, no one makes a move to even look at you for very long. You're on Gromf Bainray's front door. They assume that you're supposed to be here.
Yep, and we're not supposed to talk to them anyway. I'm gonna check for traps.
Okay. Make a perception or investigation check.
Perception is what it's gonna be. 16.
Okay, you do spot a trap. What do you do?
What kind of trap is it?
You can tell that it is both mechanical and arcane in nature. It is mechanical in that the way to turn it off or set it is mechanical, but the result, it is tied to some sort of enchantment of, on a failure, this will happen.
Okay, so I shall attempt to disarm the trap.
Okay, make me a sleight of hand check. And where are the other natural 20? Okay, it is disarmed. You hear a teeny tiny, the smallest little, almost undetectable thunderclap as it's turned off. Just a little rumbling from the door as it's disappointed that it didn't get to do thunder damage to you. It is still... It is still locked, however, if you try the knob.
Yes. And I will pick the lock.
Okay, another sleight of hand check. You're going to make a lot of these. You or whoever else among you is good at them. A nat 1! Yeah, your lockpicking, one of your lockpicks breaks.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 10.
I'll say it doesn't break the... break inside the lock where you can no longer try to pick it, but it's you could try again. Let's say you I don't want to keep track of how many lockpicks that you have. Let's just say somebody else has to try.
I'll do it.
Okay.
26.
Okay.
I mean, it's just par for the course. I rolled a nat 20 on the first check,
Yeah.
and of course I rolled the complete opposite on the next one.
And it'll be funny if you get like a 2 and then a 3 and a 4. Yeah. But TK, with a 26, you realize you got exactly what you needed. You are like almost about to give up on this fucking door. But you finally get like the 18th pin inside the lock and you get it open. And what you see inside, this room is very focused on the spiral staircase against the back wall. But the staircase seems to be blocked by another door once you get to it. But between you and this staircase is a series of iron gates separating large 5 by 5 foot tiles that don't seem like they're completely set into the floor, almost floating a little. The only other notable thing about this room is that the wall the door is against, opposite the staircase, is pockmarked and scraped as though something large and heavy has been repeatedly thrown against it. Do you step inside this room?
I'm just gonna cling onto the wall.
Okay. This is the wall right here. Oh, let me... this wall with the letters is the one that looks pockmarked. And then every line on the 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, that's where the gates are separating you from the next row of tiles.
Is the ceiling cut off by these gates?
Yes, it is.
Damn you.
So, how this works is if you decide to step on a floor tile, you have to tell me which one of, I step on C1, and then presumably something will happen, and I'll tell you what to do next. But the steps of wherever there's a letter or a number where it's not inside these golden boxes, you can walk and stand there. So you could try to approach the star, which is where the spiral staircase is, from either the top or the left. But you just
send
have
in
to
my
tell me.
echo.
Okay, where?
Right where the star is.
Okay, the echo disappears as it takes some form of damage.
Okay. I send in the echo again on the spot next to it on the left between 5 and 6.
Disappears as it takes damage.
Right on 6.
On the number 6?
Yeah.
Right here?
Or on the line on number 6.
Where the gate is?
Yeah.
You have to be putting it inside the gate, which I believe makes it take damage.
Okay.
You could put it on F5 and see what happens.
So, yeah. Okay, F5 then.
You can tell what type of damage it takes this time. You feel it be flung across the room, and it hits the gate and takes 1 bludgeoning and disappears.
Uh-huh.
But you see it be thrown this time.
Okay.
And it's
where are
toward
we
the wall. You are outside the door, presumably, unless you want to step in.
Are we right here?
No. This is the door.
Oh, okay.
This is where you're trying to get. It's the A1, B1, C1. Those are all open. And then there are gates between every of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so A1.
Okay. You step on A1.
No, Echo.
Oh, the Echo steps on A1. They are thrown across the room, and as they hit the wall next to you guys, disappear.
And that's right on the line, not in the center of the room?
If they stepped on A1, they would be right here.
Okay. All right. Yep. So far, every place we step, we get hit. B1.
Put your Echo there.
Yep.
Takes damage, disappears.
I do the same for C, D, E, and F.
Every single time you put the Echo on the squares, they take damage and disappear.
I think your echo just can't go on.
You said there were tiles on the roof?
No. So the way this floor is arranged, it's you get the idea, or there's wherever there are. So to step on row 1, there's no gate, but there is a gate preventing you from stepping on row 2, and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. You get the idea that you need to do something at row 1 to make the gate between 1 and 2 open.
Oh.
Hmm.
Okay. I shall have my Echo step onto A1 and make an attack.
Okay, as soon as your Echo steps on A1, it takes damage and disappears.
Damn it. I'm out of ideas, guys.
Does Carolina's Echo have weight?
It does not.
So are any of the tiles pressed?
They do not sink down as the Echo steps on them.
Okay. I don't have anything to throw, actually.
I don't want to have to resummon my familiar, who is actually back at the thing with fucking.
You
Keep
left it with
forgetting
Murdoch?
Yeah.
Murdoch is the familiar.
All right. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna step on A1.
You step on A1?
Yes.
Okay. You step on A1, it depresses, and the gate to the row 2 opens.
All right.
I never believe you can't just do that.
I mean, I don't know how much damage the thing was causing, but had to take a risk. And you guys are following me, so I got to take the lead. So I'll go B2.
Oh, okay.
You literally
you
have fire right here.
You step on B2, and you are flung against the back wall. You take a D6 damage. You take 1 damage, and the gate closes, and you're not sure what happens, but the tile resets.
So I'm all the way back to where we started from.
And you've taken 1 damage.
Okay. So A1.
Oh, okay. You're thrown back and take 6 damage.
Oh. Okay. So C3 then.
Okay. Yeah, C3 is safe. It makes a very satisfying clunk.
What the shit?
Right.
The gate to row 2 opens.
TK, you're a robot, right? Can you tell how this thing works?
Carolina did So
Also, I have noticed is that when A1 was safe, probably nothing else was. But after it reset, it went to B1 that was safe.
Hmm.
And then the C1.
Actually, gonna keep doing that now. Great.
So it's not reset yet. So as long as I make it to 2 safely, you should be able to step on C1. Since it was messed up the first time when I went down 1, I will try C2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, C2 is also safe.
Okay. Ugh. All right.
And
I will try.
as the gate to row 3 opens, the gate to row 2 does not close. So
I'm
people
just gonna
could follow you.
Carolina. I'm gonna follow Carolina's path.
Okay.
Okay. I will go. Hey, I'll just try C3.
Oh, okay. C3 is also safe.
That's where it gets tricky. But I'll stick with Old Faithful. I'll go C4.
Okay. And, unfortunately, you take 6 damage as you are thrown back to the beginning and everything resets.
Alright. Okay. Well, I guess it's D1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, do you want to safe?
D2
Also safe.
and 3.
You're thrown back and everything resets. You take 4 damage.
E1.
E1. Okay, you're thrown back and you take 1 damage.
E1 in it again.
E1 again. Okay. I'm just gonna keep letting you do that. That was the wrong dice. You were thrown back and you take 6 damage.
Careful, much healthy. None of us are healers.
I can heal myself.
Can you? Though?
Yes. Not with the shackle on my hand, but yes.
Yeah. So maybe be careful.
I'm only got 161 hit points. I'm good. Is this bludgeoning damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
The floor against this wall is getting kind of dusty as you've been thrown against it. Then you have some, like, rock dust on your shoulders now.
Okay. So...
Do we know, is this magical, or is it just like a spring comes?
You can make an Arcana check if you like.
I would love to. It's a +2. That's a dirty 20.
Yeah, you can tell as this has reset. You can tell that there's it's 3 out of 6 are safe every time, and you got a 18. You said yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell at this very moment that A1, C1, and D1 are safe.
I'm gonna go step on a C1.
Okay, you step on C1, row 2 opens.
Doesn't go.
You can make another Arcana check if you like to see if you can tell which ones are which.
I would love to. It's like Squid Games. Fuck, that's an 8.
Yeah, you're not sure this time. These squares haven't been stepped on as much. Maybe the enchantment is a little stronger. Because if the average person stepped on one of these, took 4 damage, they'd be dead in this room. So that's probably what this room is for.
All right.
There has to be some sort of thing to this where it's 3 for the first, probably 2 for the second. Or it's 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. And we have to get to this star, right?
Yeah, you were trying to get to the star.
I'm gonna move how a knight would move.
Move how what?
Which is...
How a knight would move. 3 up, 1 down, or up.
You know, I'm just gonna step off the square and let you do that. As I started to see one.
Okay, so C1 it is.
Yeah.
I went to C2 before.
Okay. Yeah, C2 is safe.
Okay. So I'm gonna skip the actual knight movement and I'm gonna go to D3.
D3 is safe.
Skipping the movement again, I'll go to E4.
E4 is also safe.
Then I will go D5.
E5 is also safe.
Can I skip straight to the star?
You can try.
Carolina, do you want me to come help and see if we can suss it out?
Yes.
This is a classic French Open.
A who
I
open?
think it's more like a warehouse.
French Open.
What's a French Open?
It's I'm making.
Okay.
I think you said fringe open.
Chess,
like
a chess.
Can I suss out from 2 steps away, like from this one, so that I don't
Yeah.
risk sitting off 5?
How are you trying to suss it out?
The same sort of thing. I was like, okay, is E or D or E6 safe? Either of these 2.
How do you attempt to figure it out?
So I want to see if there's. It is magical, right?
Mhm.
So I guess I'm trying to see if. Actually, what I'm going to see is if this can tell. How it tells where we are. Can I try and figure out how the spell determines where we are?
Yeah, make an Arcana check.
Oof, that's a 6.
Yeah, you are not sure how it knows where you are, but you can keep trying to discern things about it through either, mechanically investigating or trying to study the magic more.
Because here's my thought: is I have this amulet of proof against detection. But I don't want to risk saying it can't figure out where I am because of this. I'm wearing a magic necklace.
Can I make an investigation check?
Yeah, you can. If you want to look at the scratches on the floor, if you want to see if there's a millimeter in between the heights of the stones.
12.
Okay. You get the idea that you're not sure if F6 is going to be the safe one because there is a tile under the staircase. So you assume that even if technically you could jump straight to the staircase, one of these squares on the 6th row needs to be stepped on before you can go on the stairs.
All right. Cole, maybe you should leave the room for this one.
But, okay.
I would be helping you guys, but I don't want to break my streak of having not taken a single point of damage the entire time I've played TK.
You haven't?
No.
E6.
Oh my god. Okay, E6. Okay, it is safe. Ka-clunk! You feel the whole room shift, and you get the idea magically that you can step on the floor now. Congratulations! Hooray!
I intentionally take steps that weren't safe the whole time.
And nothing happens. You're totally fine. But you arrive at the spiral staircase, and stopping you from entering the 2nd floor is the door to the 2nd floor. This door is brass and spotless. What do you do?
Traps.
All right, make a perception or investigation check.
Definitely doing perception. 25.
Yeah, you see it is trapped. You can even tell that this one, like how there was a thunderish one outside, this one, brass is a good conduit for electricity.
Yeah, I would take all of that damage. Any mechanical properties to this that I could disarm?
You could try and do a sleight of hand check.
13.
Okay, you fail. So I need you and Cole to make me a dex save.
Yeah.
It's in the future. You can say that you were not standing near the door.
24.
Okay.
That's an 8. Off of a 1.
Alright.
Boy, am I glad that I'm not out there.
Yeah. It's Carolina, you are able to dodge the lightning bolt, but Cole, you take 27 damage as you are shocked the fuck out of. And you have to lay on the floor for a second.
Minecraft villager pain.
Yeah. Just, ooh.
I thought he said he was polite. These traps are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, you are breaking into his house. So.
We wouldn't break in if he was a little more chill and we could talk to him.
Yeah. But Carolina, you can see the trap is disabled because it's gone off. It is still locked, though.
And I shall try to pick the lock again.
All right. Go ahead.
That is also a 12.
Yeah, it's you have a hard time. You could keep trying. And really the only penalty for not being able to unlock the door is that you have to waste time trying to open the door.
Yep. We'll waste more time. 24.
Okay. Now you get it.
Jesus Christ.
You at least once say, God damn, this door is difficult. But then you get it, and you can go into the next room. Let me reveal the fog. Hooray! Yeah. This room looks like a trophy display room. There's a clear path to the stairs to get to floor 3, but all around is this red carpet leading you to the different exhibits, and mostly there are elaborate and beautiful suits of armor. As you glance at the faceplates, you may quickly realize that these suits of armor hold gilded and jeweled skeletons inside them, and each set is fully armed and decked out in enchantments and magic items. There is a small sign, however, that says, "Do not touch," in front of every single one. Do you take time to study the exhibits?
Yeah.
I almost feel that I have to.
Yeah.
Okay. TK, are you just standing by the door, or are you also looking at the beautiful displays of magic and
I'm letting them figure it out.
All right. Yeah, so I'll leave you by the stairs. And then Caroline.
I can't break my streak.
Yeah. Okay. So make me Arcana checks, Perception checks, Investigation checks, whatever you want to do to see if you see anything fun on these suits of armor. Well, suits of armor and skeletons inside.
That's a 16 on the Arcana.
No.
30 Perception.
Damn. Yeah. TK, are you even glancing at them, or you're like, fuck no, looking for danger, standing by the stairs?
I'll mirror what the others are doing.
Okay.
I'll appreciate them.
You make some kind of looky-loo check. Perception, Investigation, or Arcana.
Perception of a 13.
Okay. Yeah, TK, you see that your father creator, Bastion, would really appreciate how well made all of these armors are. Some of them are a little flashy for the Forge Father's tastes. But the enchantments on them are top-notch, and they all look wonderfully crafted. And however, the other two of you who got a really good look at these up close, you see that one of these suits of armor, in its pocket, is a deck of many things and a luck blade on the other one.
Oh.
Oh
well.
Do not touch.
What?
I'll keep walking.
Yeah, on one of these suits of armor is wielding a luck blade, and the other one has, peeking out of a pocket in its like bandolier, is obviously a deck of many things.
Okay, so we're supposed to steal a deck of cards, aren't we?
It's supposed to be the one specific one.
Yeah, in his office.
In his office. Damn it, this is in his office?
No,
No.
probably not.
But
You guys should just go to the exit. No, you guys should just. We should all just go to the exit.
We should all just go to the exit. That's the right thing
Yes.
to do.
Yes.
How many of these
Yeah.
things are in here?
Well,
12.
You said
Can
I'm
we
the
take
one
on
that
12
does it, right?
armor?
No, we cannot. You guys should all go. I will be right behind you.
No.
No, you're going first.
No. I am the tank here. I should take up the back in case they try to do something when you guys go to leave.
Well, if we don't touch anything, they're not coming after us.
We don't know that, so just in case. Go ahead.
Remember when I said I wasn't leaving you alone?
I've walked off already.
Same time, man. Same time.
Exactly. I will hold her hand as we go. Let's just do the ladies first.
yeah.
Let's go. I
Okay,
walk.
so you-
I walk, and then keep glancing back at the luck blade.
Yeah, it pulls at your heartstrings a little. God, that'd be a good weapon to have.
I wished for it.
Uh-huh.
Just have Bastion make it for you.
I'm just gonna kind of pull, kind of say like, no, listen. What are the odds that it's actually that dangerous?
What?
What are the odds it's actually like that?
It's a false luck blade.
We don't know that.
It's a false luck blade. Let's keep walking.
I just want to do like a little check to see if the deck made things it's real.
Okay, make an Arcana or Investigation check.
They are both a +2.
Okay.
That's a 13.
It looks pretty fucking real. You've never seen one in person before, but you've heard Pale like stroke his cock thinking about one, so
I think I've watched it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, they're said he did it frequently once he met Ash, but he's gonna start to sort of reach for it and see if any of the other two are looking.
Stop it!
What?
You know I saw you with my 27 passive.
That's not fair.
I imagine Caroline is just like behind him, marching him ahead while hugging him from behind, holding both of his wrists.
Oh, no, wait, no. Okay. I really want it, please. Skeletons, if you're there, and we're close, you can hear me. Pretty please. I'll be back for you.
My echo's just lingering in the room, staring at the luck blade.
Yeah.
It's not fair that you could have a clone that can do things. Bullshit, actually.
Just ask Bastion to make y'all magic items. Oh, it's legendary.
A deck of many things there are only 3 in the world.
I mean, look, we can come back here.
Okay.
When we're on our mains, we'll come back. We're
I feel like we should probably end here. Yeah, but
we should definitely get out of this room first.
Okay, you can try to open the next door, the door to enter floor 3. Yeah, the door is dark iron inlaid with copper, forged to make a relief of a fire salamander on a rock. You do not see a keyhole or knob, but you feel like there's something else that you need to do to make the door open.
I'm just going to put my hand on it and push.
Where do you put your hand on? Where on the door do you put your hand?
Stop it. You're going to get knocked again.
No, it's fine. Middle, like right in the middle.
Okay. Let me roll something for... Yeah. You happen to put your hand right on the fire salamander, and you can see as the hot-blooded tiefling nature, as you apply heat to the copper fire salamander, heat spreads through the rest of it, and the door swings open. And you can come into this room. Congratulations. And you feel
flaming is good.
You feel that as you're leaving the display room with wonderful, beautiful objects inside, you feel the floor beneath your feet sag almost disappointedly. If you'd failed and tried to do something else to the fire salamander, the floor was going to drop you all the way back to floor 1.
Oh my god.
But you're now in a new room, which we can get to next time. I'll put have just entered floor 3 in the chat. Thank you for entering my crucible.
It's horrifying. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, it's your DM, Bailey Ford. I would like to thank our regular players, Darian, Matt, and Ian, Hip for our cover art, and Tabletop Audio for our background music. You can find us on Twitter at @Illithids, and thank you especially for listening.